All right, so today we are diving deep into USA hockey, but this isn't your average sports story.
Oh, no, not at all.
This is a story with a whole lot more to unpack.
Yeah, we're talking international rivalries, we're talking political tension.
That's right, thanks to some interesting, shall we say, comments from President Trump.
Uh-huh. And don't forget the fights.
Oh yeah, the fights too. We'll get to that. We're going to
Yeah.
cover it all, so stick with us.
Yeah, so to kick things off, I think it's really interesting how this Four Nations Face-Off Championship is stepping in to replace the NHL All-Star Game,
It's like a whole new level of anticipation.
Right. It really amps up the excitement for fans and players. I mean, it's a big deal.
Oh, absolutely. And speaking of big deals, tonight is the night USA versus Canada for the championship right here in Boston.
It's going to be a good one.
Oh, I can't wait. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, let's talk about their last showdown in Montreal.
Oh, yeah, a 3-1 win for the U.S., but let's be real.
There was a whole lot more to that story.
Way more. I mean, did you see those 3 fights that broke out in the first 9 seconds of the game?
Talk about intense.
I know, right? You don't see that every day. Even in a rivalry as heated as this one. I mean, you have to wonder, did President Trump's comments about Canada becoming the 51st state add fuel to the fire?
It's hard to say for sure, but the timing is certainly interesting. You've got fans booing the U.S. national anthem in Montreal, then American fans doing the same to the Canadian anthem in Boston.
Yeah, it's almost like those comments spilled right onto the ice.
I think you might be right. But even without the political drama, this rivalry goes way back. We're talking over a century of competition here.
It's true, and for Canadian hockey is more than just a game, you know?
It's like part of their national identity.
Exactly. So when the U.S. comes in and challenges that dominance, well, things can get pretty heated.
All right, so let's talk about how Team USA has looked so far in this tournament. They crushed Finland 6-1.
Wow.
Pulled off that hard-fought win against Canada that we just talked about.
Uh-huh.
And then they had that close loss to Sweden 2-1.
A close one, but hey, even with that loss, they still clinched a spot in the championship. That's huge.
It really is. They've proven they can compete with the best.
No doubt.
And speaking of the best, we got to talk about Connor Hellebuyck.
Oh, he's been fantastic.
This goalie's rocketed a 1.00 goals against average.
That's incredible.
And to put that into perspective, the league average is usually somewhere around 2.7.
So he's giving his team a real chance to win every single game.
He has been an absolute wall back there. And then on offense, we've got Jake Guentzel and Jack Eichel.
They're really fun to watch.
So dynamic, so much energy. What do you think makes Eichel such a threat on the ice?
Well, he's got this incredible speed and agility, but it's more than that. He's got this vision. He sees plays developing before anyone else does.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It makes him so difficult to defend against.
I agree, but while Hellebuyck has been phenomenal, I'm a little curious about the team's overall defense. They did give up 2 goals to Sweden.
That's true.
Do you think their defensive strategy needs some adjustments before they face Canada again?
That's a good question. That game against Sweden was definitely a bit of a wake-up call.
Right.
They can't afford to give Canada that many scoring opportunities tonight.
Yeah, they got to tighten things up in their own zone for sure. So tonight's game, it's a clash of national pride, incredible talent, and yeah, maybe even a reflection of what's going on politically.
It is.
Do you think we're overblowing the impact of those political comments, though?
Well, it's tough to say. This rivalry has always been intense.
Oh, absolutely.
But those comments definitely added another layer of tension, the way the fans reacted on both sides.
Right. It's complicated for sure.
Yeah, it really is.
So with the world watching, what do you think tonight's game means for the future of this rivalry? We've got these rising stars on both sides and this political tension kind of simmering beneath the surface.
It's really interesting to think about.
Could this be a whole new era in the USA-Canada hockey rivalry? What do you think?
That's the million-dollar question, and I think it's one you'll have to answer for yourself as you watch the game tonight.
Well said. So don't miss a second of the action tonight on ESPN and ESPN+. And even after the final buzzer, keep the deep dive going.
Yeah, there's so much to explore.
Learn more about these players, check out the tournament's history, and explore this epic rivalry that goes way beyond the ice.
It's a fascinating story.
And we'll be back next time with another deep dive.
See you then.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye.